This conference will now be recorded.
So
Yep.
today we'll
Naveen,
look into the overview of SAP IBP.
1 minute, Karthik. Naveen, can you please stop this recording for a minute?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
This conference will now be recorded.
So let us take a simple supply chain. Okay, if you consider a very simple chain, it always starts with a customer. Okay, so this customer will be connect with the nearest retailers. Okay, these retailers in turn will connect with the distribution centers, and these distribution centers will be connected to the manufacturing plants. Okay, if the manufacturing plants have the enough raw materials, or they can, I mean, are the plant can able to produce the raw materials to go for the finished product, then it's directly produced here. So otherwise it can depend upon the either suppliers or the vendors for the raw materials, or if the plant didn't have the enough capacity to produce the requirement, then it can get it from the outside. Okay, so this is how the simple supply chain I have considered. So whatever the requirements we have. Okay, so for example, if you have the requirement of 100 for the product of P1. Okay, so will that requirement will flow into the retailers. Okay, so retailers will check if the stock is available, and straight away, if the stock is available, retailer straight away supplies to the customer. Okay, or if it is not available, and the retailer will check the nearest distribution center whether the relevant stock is available there or not. Okay, so this requirement will again flow to the distribution center node. Okay, so again here the distribution center at the distribution center node level, it will check the available stock situation. Okay, if it has, then it will straight away supplies to the retailer will in turn supplies to the customer. If it is not available, then it will pass that requirements to the manufacturing plant here. Okay, so this manufacturing plant, if it has the on-hand stock already available, okay, then it will straight away supply to the distribution center. Or if it didn't have, so then if it has the enough capacity to produce that 100 products at the manufacturing plant, then it will go for the production. Okay, or if it is suppose it has the capacity but the raw materials is not there, then it can get those raw materials from the suppliers. Or it has the raw materials but didn't have the enough capacity to produce, then it can depend upon the suppliers. Okay, so for example, let us take raw material is not available, so it will pass that the requirement to the supplier. Okay, so this is how the requirement will flow from the customer node, so that is a downstream node. Okay, to the upstream node. Okay, the downstream node is like nearest to the customer. Upstream node is away from the customer, it is closing nearest to the manufacturing plants. Okay, so now if I say for the retailers, the downstream node is the customer and the upstream node is the distribution center. Okay, so now if I say distribution center, downstream node is a retailer and the upstream node is a plants likewise. So whatever the demand we have at the downstream node, that is at the customer level, so that will be flown in a retailer to the distribution center, distribution center to the plant, and plant to the supplier. Okay, so now once you have the enough capacity or enough raw materials, it will produce that 100 here, and it will supply that product back to the distribution center against the requirement, and it will flow, it will push that supply to the retailer, and the retailer will fulfill the customer demand. Okay, so this is a simple supply chain. This is how the requirement or the supply movement will happen. Okay, so this looks simple, okay, as long as the nodes are minimal or the single. But in reality this is not the case, right? We have the number of customers, and the customers have the different priorities, and we have a different retailer nodes. We have more than 2 or 3 distribution centers. We have more manufacturing plants, right? We have the number of products. Okay, so we need to satisfy, ultimate aim is to fulfill the customer demand on time with the right quantity, right? So to achieve that, we should have a proper supply chain plan. So that is not possible via manual. So obviously we need a tool to handle the same. So in the market, we have multiple tools are available to handle the supply chain management. Okay, we have we have Anaplan. Okay, And then we have JDA. This is another tool which is available in the market to handle the supply chain management. We have Kinaxis. This is another tool. Nowadays, we are hearing a lot about the Kinaxis. So this is another tool which is available in the market to handle the end-to-end supply chain process. Okay, with respect to the planning side. Now, on top of that, we have SAP APO. Okay, and then we have SAP IBP. So as you people are well aware, in the ERP world, okay, so 70% of the market is grabbed by the SAP tools only. Okay, so now let us understand our SAP tools for supply chain management. So if you take this SAP APO and then SAP IBP. So here both are for to handle the supply chain management. Both tools are from the SAP only. Okay. So now if you say with respect to the supply chain management, so SAP APO is like a legacy system, and SAP IBP is the recent cloud version of it. Okay. So SAP APO is the on-premise solution for supply chain management, on-premise solution, and this SAP IBP is the cloud solution. Okay, so now to handle on-premise solution is nothing but whenever you are implementing SAP APO solution for your client, you should set up the database and everything at the client level. The administration setup is required at the client level to implement the SAP APO. But when it comes to IBP, so you no need to have the administration setup at the client level. Okay, so everything will be taken care by the SAP. You just need to take the license or the subscription for the respective solution. That's it. So the database handling and everything will be taken care by the SAP itself. So no need to have the setup at the client level for the same. So now to handle the end-to-end supply chain process in SAP APO, there are sub modules are there. Okay, so it starts with the demand planning, and then supply network planning, and then production planning and detailed scheduling, and then TPVS, and then final GATP. Okay, so these are the 5 submodules which are present in the SAP APO. Okay, so the first module is a demand planning. So this helps to predict the future sales based upon the my past sales history. Okay, so it helps you to predict the sales for the respective products. Okay, how will be my sales for the next 1 year or the next 6 months based upon my past sales of the respective product. So it will give you the rough plan for the next 6 months or the 1 year. Okay, so that by considering that, you are going to prepare the supply plan accordingly. Okay, so you are predicting that for the next 6 months, this is the demand we are going to get. Okay, so once you know that the demand plan for the next 6 months or the next 1 year, so you can plan your supply elements accordingly, right? So a demand planning will help you to predict the sales for the next future periods. Okay, this is a long term plan. So now once you predicted the sales for the next for the future months, so you need to plan for the supply as well, right? You know, so right, so for the next November or December, we are going to get 100 sales in each month. Okay, now how we are going to fulfill that 100? You need to plan the supply inside, right? Or if you didn't have the plan, you need to get it from outside as well. So you need to have that supply plan. So S&P will help you to plan for the supply. So this is a midterm plan. This will be at the weekly or the monthly level. So once you have the supply plan, you need to execute. I mean, you need to have that convert the supply planning into the production. Okay, so and this at the same time, if you have the multiple products are there, in which sequence I need to go for the production? Do I need to produce the product one first, then I go to the production two, first I need to produce the 10 quantities of the product one, then switch to the product two, and produce some quantity, then go back to the product one. In which sequence you want to schedule it. Here, every minute will matters in the production. So all those detail level planning and the scheduling will happen in the PPDS. So this is a short-term plan. Okay. So, and the TPVS is like whatever the nodes we have, right? So here, if you see the plants or the supplier, DC, these retailers are the customer. These are all nodes in the supply chain. So to move the products from one node to another node. Okay. So I want to shift, suppose 100 products of P1 to from manufacturing plant one to the DC1. Okay. And at the same time I need to plan to move another product also from plant to the DC1, but I need to wait for one more day. So instead of transporting two times, I mean first P1 to P1 product from the plant to the DC1, today I will move it as I have the stock ready, and tomorrow again I need to transport to the same location of the different product. And instead of transporting twice, I mean instead of moving traveling twice, you can plan accordingly so that both the products delivered to the distribution center at the same time. So it will save our transportation cost rates. So this is just an example how the TPVs help you to minimize or get the optimized solution in the transportation and the vehicle scheduling. Okay. This module very rarely uses in the real-time world. And the next thing is GATP. This is the front-end solution. Okay, it will be the front end to the customer. Okay, whatever the requirements we get, right? So the basic interface will be the GATP only. So it will gather the requirements for the customer. It will check the availability whether we have the stock available for the requirement of that customer. Okay, so it will check the availability of that particular product in the respective location. If it is not available, uh, um, if it is available, and then accordingly it will propose the delivery date. If it is not available, how much time it will take to get the stock, and based upon that it again proposes the delivery date. So basically the GATP is like whatever the requirement comes to you, okay, it will check the availability. In accordance to that, it will propose the delivery date to the customer. Okay, best example is like Amazon or Flipkart or the Myntra. So whenever you are searching for the product, it will show you the available vendors. Then you choose the respective vendor, and it will propose the by when you are going to get uh, um, the particular product. Okay, same functionality will be done at the manufacturing level. Okay, with the help of the GATP. Okay, so these are the modules which are available in APO. Now same modules are same functionalities are moved to the IBP. Now whatever the demand planning is there in APO, that is moved to IBP as IBP for demand. Okay, and we have IBP for S&OP to handle the sales and operations planning, and we have IBP supply. And on top of that, we have IBP inventory, and then we have IBP control tower, supply chain control tower, SCCT. Okay, so these are the modules which are available in SAP IBP. So what are the functionalities are available in demand planning? Most of the functionalities are upgraded, and on top of that, additional functionalities are available in IBP for demand. And what are the functionalities are available in S&P? All those functionality they are trying to put up in the IBP supply. And then we have IBP inventory separate module. So earlier we are depending upon the other tools for the inventory. Now it is an integrated part of the planning itself when it comes to IBP for inventory. And then we have IBP supply chain control tower, which is not available in our APO. Okay, we'll go into details of each and every module in the next slides. So now here, whatever the PPDS is there, so this is moved to PPDS on HANA S4 system. So this is moved to PPDS on HANA, and GATP is moved to S4 HANA as AATP. Okay, so these are the sub modules of each tool from SAP side. So now whenever you are going to implement IBP, okay, So which module you want to implement, you just need to take the license for the respective module only. But earlier in APO, whether you implement S&P or whether you implement PPDS, whether you only implement GATP, you have to take the entire APO product. So it comes as a package only, okay, complete package. You no need to go, I mean, individual license is not available in SAP APO. But when it comes to IBP, that flexibility is there. So which module you are implementing in your organization, for the respective module only you can take the license or you can subscribe for the same. Okay, you no need to bear the entire supply chain planning solution for the same. So any doubts so far? Right. So now let us go to so if you see here, we have these modules are available in IBP, IBP for demand, IBP for inventory, IBP for response and supply, and on top of that we have IBP S&OP, and then we have IBP supply chain control tower. So first let us go with the demand. Okay, so here so IBP for demand will help you to predict the demand or the sales for the coming future or the near future. So here, if you take, irrespective of the tool, if you take the general demand planning cycle, so what will be my demand planning cycle? I mean, irrespective of the tool which you are using, the first step is you just need to gather the historical data. Okay, once you have the historical data, next thing is you need to cleanse the historical data. Okay, then once you cleanse the historical data, then you need to choose the right forecasting algorithm to generate the forecast. And once you choose the right forecasting algorithm and you have generated the statistical forecast, so then you can take the input from the different stakeholders, the different teams like marketing, sales, or the finance, whoever is available in your organization. All the teams input you will take it, you will fix it one demand, that is a consensus demand. Okay, once you fix the demand, then that will be released for the next processes. But you need to keep monitor it, whether every run or every month, if you are taking a run, so every month whether my forecasting is giving properly or not. Okay, so for the monitoring purpose, based upon certain error methods, we'll keep on monitor it. So, and if there is any deviation, again you need to relook into the respective statistical forecasting model. So this is the general process for the demand planning. So whatever the demand planning cycle we have, each and every step will be handled in IBP. Okay, we have a separate applications for each and every step in the demand planning cycle. The first thing is, once you get the sales history. Okay, so now first step is you need to cleanse the historical data, right? So for the cleansing of the historical data, we have three algorithms are available in IBP for demand. We have substitute missing values, we have outlier correction and detection and correction, and we have promotional sales lift elimination. These are the algorithms or the methods which are available in IBP, which help you to cleanse the historical data. Now the next step is you need to choose the right forecasting algorithm, right? To choose the right forecasting algorithm in IBP, we have ABC XYZ segmentation, which help you to choose the right forecasting model. And on top of that, we have forecast automation profile, or you can call it as a time series analysis. So these are the two applications which help you to pick up the right forecasting model by identifying the category of the product or the type of the product or the time series pattern or the sales pattern of the respective product. It will help you to pick up the right forecasting model. Okay, or on top of that, even if you are not sure which model you need to go ahead, so we have the best fit forecasting algorithm available in IBP for demand. Okay, and then we have lots of statistical forecasting model available in IBP for demand. And then the basic input for demand planning is a sales history. For example, if you are introducing a new product into the market, so obviously for that the the sales history is not there. How to handle that kind of products in the demand planning, or when you are moving a product from the out of the market at the end of the phase, how to handle the demand planning for that product. So end-to-end life cycle planning can be done in the IBP for demand with respect to the demand planning. So for that, we have life cycle planning is available in IBP for demand. And then when you are doing any business process changes, okay, moving or moving your business from one branch to another branch, I mean you are extending, otherwise extending your branch locations, or you are closing one location and moving to another location, or you are combining two product category or product family into one product family. So in those cases, so whatever the business changes you are doing, all those things you need to adjust at the master data transactional data level in demand planning. To make those things simpler, we have the realignment step. So it will help you to uh, uh, um, uh, adjust your master data and transactional data in accordance with your business changes, okay, with a minimal manual efforts. So for that, realignment application is there, okay. So on top of that, we have different other methods are there for the monitoring purpose, or to pick up the right forecasting model as well, okay. uh, these are the things which are available in a IBP for demand, okay. So once you have the demand, okay, once you have the demand, next thing is you need to generate the supply against the same, right? For that, we have IBP supply and response module is available here. So here all kinds of planning, both constrained and unconstrained planning is there, so which we can do against our demand planning results. And on top of that, we can consider the ongoing current sales as well, okay. By considering the demand, or by considering the current sales, it is going to generate the supply plan, okay. So here, as I mentioned, we have the constrained and unconstrained, both the kinds of plans are available, like a heuristic and the optimizer at the higher level. And the heuristic, we have a simple heuristic, infinite heuristic, and the supply propagation. Different types of heuristics are available. We'll going to learn in detail in the respective modules when you're going to start the sessions. And then we have the optimizer, uh, and then we have a fair share optimization, or if you are discontinuing any product in the supply, how we can plan for the demand of the old product with the new product. So product location substitution functionality is available in IBP for supply. So all those things will be handled in a IBP supply and response. Now, apart from the demand and the supply, we have one more module in IBP, that is the inventory. Inventory plays a major role when it comes to supply planning. So let me take a simple example why inventory planning is important in the supply chain process. For example, uh, you want a product, okay, you want to buy a product, okay. You immediately you can look for the nearest shop. You can go to that shop, and the shopkeeper shopkeeper tells you that, I didn't have the enough stock, can you wait for one day? And suppose if that is not I mean urgent, then you can wait for one day, and again you can go to the shopkeeper again, and you can ask for the product. If the shopkeeper again tells you that, that is still I didn't get the stock, can you wait for one more day? So the next time, obviously, you will not go to that shop. You will move to another shop where the stock is available. So because of this, okay, this scenario we call it as a stock out situation, okay. Due to stock out situation, we are losing the customers, right? uh, Let me take one more scenario. For example, we are handling the two-wheeler business, okay, and then we have four branches, okay, at Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and the Chennai. These are the four locations which are available. And at each location, okay, uh, at each location I maintained a 500 stock, Okay, irrespective of the demand, I just randomly maintain 500 stock at the each location or each branch. Now, so whenever keeping the stock at the respective location, there will be a cost rate, right? We need to bear. So that can be for the place, for the rent of the place, or for the maintenance of the vehicles and the staff, all electricity, all those things comes into picture, right? Those we call it as the inventory holding cost rates. Okay, when you're keeping certain products at the respective location, you need to bear certain inventory holding cost rates. Okay, so now at each branches you maintain the 500 vehicles. Okay, so you need to bear the inventory holding cost rate for each and every vehicle which you mentioned, which you maintain in the respective location. Now at the Hyderabad location, I'm getting only 50 vehicles demand. At Mumbai, I'm getting more than 500, like 600 and again. At the Bangalore, I'm getting 100 or something. So now if you see at the Hyderabad, I maintain 500 vehicles, but I have very less demand of 50. So unnecessarily, I have to bear the additional inventory holding cost rates. Unnecessarily, we are maintaining here. Now, if you look at the Mumbai location, I maintain 500 vehicles there. I got a 600 demand there. So I can fulfill the 500 again. For the rest of the 100, I need to depend upon another location to bring back all those things. So I need to fight with the other dealers to get the stock into the Mumbai location, right? So why this is happening? Because we didn't have the proper inventory plan here. Okay, first scenario is a stock out situation. The second scenario is we are going into the high inventory holding cost rate, or sometimes we are losing the customer, sometimes we are fighting for the stock with the other locations. Okay, to avoid these things, we need one optimal plan which helps you to keep the right stock or the inventory at the right place. Okay, so that customer can be get the stock on time. Okay, so here IBP for inventory will help you to provide optimal inventory plan. Okay, here in IBP we have multiple algorithms. So single stage inventory optimization to handle the respective node in your supply chain. Multi echelon or the multi-stage inventory optimization is there to consider each and every node in your supply chain. And on top of the stocks inventory component generation, another algorithm to understand each and every stock norms in your supply chain, starting from the reorder point, cycle stock, pipeline stock, recommended safety stock, and the target inventory position, all those things. Okay, non-stock out probability, all those things you can get it in a inventory planning. So far, any doubts? Mallikarjun, Shiva, Dilip.
No, so far it's clear, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? Are you able to follow me?
Yes, good.
Okay, okay, good. So now we have seen the demand, we have seen the supply and the inventory. Now on top of this, we have one more module, that is sales and operation planning. Why we require sales and operation planning? What is how it is different from our IBP demand or the IBP supply? So so when you are taking the license from the license for sales and operation planning, it has the features of the basic demand planning and the basic supply. Okay, so it's like when you want to have uh, uh, when you want to have the strategical or the tactical plan, end-to-end plan. Okay, it's like once you have the proper demand. Okay, either by IBP demand or some other tool you have used for the to generate the demand. So now once you have the demand, so now you know, to have the systematic or the proper aligned plan, then you can go for the S&OP planning. Here what we'll do is, once you have the demand, it will bring all the stakeholders, okay, together, and it will gather the input from each and every stakeholders in your organization. By that, that means we are doing the demand review. Okay, so by doing that, we'll fix one demand, one consensus demand. So now that can be released for the supply. Now we'll discuss with the supply planners. Again, we'll do the supply review, whether I will able to generate the supply for the proposed demand or not. If not, I need to readjust the demand again post taking the supply. And again in the supply, whether I'm able to fulfill that the requirements if I go with so and so plan, or do I need to depend upon some extra vendors or the suppliers to achieve the same. So if you want to have that high level planning in a systematic way, so then you can opt for the S&OP operations planning. Okay, so S&OP planning is to have end-to-end process at the higher level only. Okay, so when you take the license for S&OP, you will have the basic features of the demand or basic features of the supply, but in detail of the demand planning or in detail of the supply planning will not available in a S&OP. Okay, so if you have the third party tools to handle the demand or the supply, then you can go for the sales and operations. Okay, now on top of these sales and operations, we have supply chain control tower. Okay, so here earlier what we are doing is in APO, once the planning is done, okay, whether it's a demand planning or the supply planning or the GATP, whatever kind of planning we do, for example, let's take demand planning only. So I want to compare my demand plan results with the actual quantity. Okay, how my demand planning results and how my actual quant results. I want to report. I want to view those results in a form of a report. So then for that, we are depending upon the other third-party tools like ClickU or the ClickSense, or sometimes we'll move the data to the SAP BW to view those results in the form of the reports. For the dashboards and everything, we depend upon the ClickU or the ClickSense tools. Okay. Now, when it comes to IBP, we have inbuilt that analytics mechanism, analytics apps, the applications are available in IBP. Okay, so now when you're going with the IBP, demand planning or the supply planning, so no need to move the supply planning results or the whatever the results you get from the planning, you need to move to other system to view the data in the form of charts or analytics or the reports. Within the IBP only you can handle the same by supply chain control tower. Okay, so it will help you to view the results at the higher level. Okay, with the in the form of the charts or the dashboards, and it will help you to monitor as well by creating the alerts and all. Okay, and when you have the supply chain control tower, you will get to know end-to-end visibility of your supply chain. What are the nodes are available? What are the exceptions are what are the exceptions are there in each and every node? So all those things will be handled in the supply chain control tower. Okay, so these are the modules of the SAP IBP. So any doubts here before going further? Mallikarjun, Shiva, Dilip.
No, this
Hello.
is good. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay, okay, great. So this we have seen one by one. What is demand planning and cycle, supply planning, inventory planning. If you see here, so in order to meet our customer demand, you need to maintain the high inventory cost rate. So in order to have the high customer service level, you need to have the high inventory cost. So whenever you are going with the inventory planning, so if you see here, this curve is reduced to this. So whatever the service level you are achieving by investing this much, you can achieve by investing a lesser amount only. Okay, so this is how inventory help you to reduce your inventory cost rate, and it increase your customer service levels. Okay, so now this is the high level architecture of the SAP IBP. So here, so SAP IBP is a complete planning tool. Execution will not be happen in a SAP IBP. Okay, so only the planning will happen. Once the planning is done, we'll push those results back to the source system or the execution system. So for example, you are using the SAP ECC or S4HANA. So it will bring those data to IBP, Okay, and here it will plan it. Whatever the planning you want, you do those planning. Once the planning is done, whatever the results are there, right, that will again push it back to the source system. So to do that, we need an integration setup, right? So for that, we have CPI, SDI integration setups are there. So with the help of the CPI or with the help of SDI, CPI means Cloud Platform Integration, the SDI Smart Data Integration. Now we have the RTI as well, real-time integration, one more integration setup, which will link up the data from our source system to the IBP system. Okay, so now when it comes to IBP, it has majorly two user interfaces. One is Excel user interface and the second one is the web user interface. So most of the time we use the web user interface for the configuration setup, okay, to create the model, to create the operators or whatever the things we require. Most of the time we'll prefer the web UI. So there you will set up the configuration, everything. Once you set up those things, so execution or the analysis, everything will be done at the Excel level. Okay, we use both web the Excel. So I mean, depending upon the user, or whichever the user interface is comfortable for them, they can go with that. Okay, so as IBP is available in a web instance, you can access from anywhere. So like we have the Facebook, right? So that is the cloud application only. So you can access from your mobile, okay, or your friend mobile, or your PC, or the laptop, or the tablet. So anywhere you can access. Same thing. So if you take a normal SAP S4 system, you can access from the PC or the laptop where you have the that setup. You need to install that SAP logon pad, then only you can able to. But when it comes to IBP, no need to have that the pre-installation setups and everything. You just need to you can access from anywhere, from your mobile or the tablet or your PC or anywhere you can access via IBP instance. You should have the credentials, obvious. So with that you can access anywhere. Now here uh, uh, IBP has another thing is like collaboration tools are available like SAP Jam. So now we have the planner workspace, we call it as. So there you can interact with the all the planners in your supply chain. Okay, it acts like a so like you have the Facebook, right? And you have the groups in that Facebook. You can post what are the things you want. So all the people which you are, all the friends which you have, all the clients will see those updates which you are posting it. Same thing here, SAP Jam also similar to that, organizational Facebook. Okay, so you can say for Microsoft Teams, if your people are using, we have Ammer, right? Okay, so there you will post the organization updates and everything. Same, it looks same when it comes to SAP Jam also. So you can interact with the other planners, you can collaborate with other planners, what are the things you are doing it, what are the things other has to do. So all those things you can post it in the Jam group. Okay, so this is the high level architecture of SAP IBP. So any doubts here? Hello, any doubts so far here?
Its architecture, it is clear.
Okay, okay, good. Now let us understand some of the silent features of the SAP IBP. Okay, so the user interface, as I mentioned, it has Excel user interface and the web user interface. In the web, the applications are in the form of free applications. Okay, it is very user friendly, and you can configure easily. Everything is self-explanatory, most of the things. Okay, and then landscape, yes, it is a cloud-based installation. You just need to take the license, the subscription, and the rest of the things SAP team will guide you to do the things, administration setup and everything. Okay, and then analytics, yes, we have inbuilt embedded analytics are there. We have dashboards, analytics, and everything is available in IBP. And the data model is, we have a flexible data modeling or the unified data modeling. So flexible data modeling is like you can create one data model, and that data model can be used for all kinds of planning. For example, I have created one data model. So with that data model, I can do the demand planning, I can do the inventory planning, I can do the supply planning, I can go for the supply chain control tower as well. Okay, so that is a flexible data modeling that we call the unified data model in IBP. Sorry, that is unified data model. Flexible data modeling is like for each and every model, for each and every planning, there is a separate model. Okay, for demand planning, there is one model. For inventory planning, there is one model. For supply planning, there is one model. That is a flexible data modeling. Unified data modeling is like one data model can be used for all kinds of planning as well. So both the possibilities are available in SAP IBP. Okay. And then for the integration and collaboration, we have SAP JAM, and we have CPI, SDI, RTI is there to get the data from other systems and to push back those results back to their respective source systems. Okay, and the features we just now discussed. Okay, so any doubts here?
No, but can you show us the system? How, to show some of this functionality, like with the tiles or the IDP screen. Is this something you plan for today or no?
No, I mean, so I just want to cover the overview side section for today. So for each and everything in the next sessions, like what is there in demand planning in the system, all those things. So
Hi, Karthik.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it from my IBP side. So next slides are once you started the IBP thing. Once you decided, yes, I want to go for IBP, how to start. Okay. Yeah. So any doubts here?
Yeah, Karthik, this is Gurunath.
Yes.
So I have one doubt regarding the demand planning. So can I get any good opportunity only on demand side? I mean, not to go into sales and operations or supply.
Yes. Yes. We have. So if you see, whatever the implementations happened so far in SAP IBP, so
Mhm.
50% of the implementations are done in S&OP and demand planning only. Okay. So it is
Okay.
not necessary that all modules has to be learned. I mean, all modules, in all the modules, you no need to export. If you are exporting one module, that is fine. That is also fine. It's good to have all the modules knowledge, but if you are exporting one module, that is also fine. So we have good
Okay.
opportunities in IBP demand separately as well.
Karthik, which module will be doing a deep dive as a part of this training?
As a part of the training, we cover all the things. So we, yeah, right. I forgot to show you the content. One second.
Yeah, that.
Right. So first thing is we need a planning model before going for the planning side. We need a planning model, right? So planning model setup, a configurations thing, each and every planning model entities in detail will from the scratch we understand all those things. Okay. So once you got to know how to set up the planning model and everything, okay, these are all the things comes up to planning model setup only. Okay. So once you know all these things, then we have a separate sessions to understand each and every type of key figures and the functions of the key figures. Then we'll go for the Excel user interface and how we can view the data. All those things we'll understand, and then we'll understand the formatting when you're viewing the data. So that is IBP formatting sheet. The same thing, whatever the functionality we are having in IBP, can we do the same thing in iWeb? Yes, we can do that via web-based planning. And once you understand how to create a data model, how to view those results, all those things, then we'll go for the data integration, where how to upload the data into IBP, all those things. So via application jobs and all. Then we'll understand the planning operators. Once you understand the planning operator, then we'll go for the actual planning. Okay, so that is a demand planning. We'll understand all the concepts in the demand planning, starting from the ABC XYZ segmentation, and then time series analysis, picking up the forecasting model, best fit forecasting algorithm, or any one forecasting model we can take, and we'll understand those results. Life cycle planning, realignment, all those things we'll learn. And then after that, we'll go for the S&OP or the supply planning here, and we'll understand heuristic, different types of heuristic, optimizer, different types of optimizer, and the fair share, and the product location substitution, and the forecast consumption, all those concepts. And then we'll go for the inventory, and what are the basic inputs are there in IBP, what are the parameters which influence the IO planning, and what are the algorithms which are available in IBP, which will create our own supply chain, will generate the results with the help of each and every algorithm which is available in a IO planning. Will understand the results with the help of the different scenarios and all. Okay, same thing applicable for a supply as well. And then in S&OP, we'll see the process templates, all those things, apart from the the normal demand planning results or the supply planning results. And after that, at last, we'll go for the supply chain control tower. In the supply chain control tower, we'll see custom alerts configuration, exception handling, analytics, dashboard setups, all those things here. Okay, so this is how the course content on how we go in a stepwise.
In supply planning, we'll take this constraint planning and everything we'll discuss in supply planning, right? Where it will be integrated with the manufacturing. Okay,
Right.
okay, got it. Thanks.
So, any more doubts? Any doubts? Any queries?
Yeah, and daily it is how what is the schedule, Karthik? Actually,
That we need to finalize. I mean, depending upon the candidate's flexible time and all. So
okay.
we can discuss. Okay, so that is not at finalized. You just need to connect with the respective. I mean, whoever is being
Okay.
touch with
No,
you.
no. What I
So
mean
just
is
connect
not
with.
on the what I mean is the duration part, Karthik. Actually,
Acha, sorry. So it is around 40 hours.
40 hours duration. Okay, okay.
Karthik, the 40 hours in the sense it is a weekdays or weekends?
So I mean, that's what that is not yet decided, but it can be on the weekends or it can be on the weekdays, depending upon other candidates' availability. The HR will fix the timings post discussing with you people.
Okay.
Gurnath, I'll update you offline, okay? Through WhatsApp, I'll update you.
Okay, okay, fine.
If you have any technical queries, you can go with that, Dilip, Shiva, Gurnath.
I have only one technical question. That is, I came from a technical background actually, so I don't have any functional knowledge also. So this is the first time I'm attending this IBP session.
That is
But I have
fine. I
worked.
mean, to
Yeah,
learn SAP IBP, you no need to learn any SAP modules. I mean, even a fresher can learn SAP IBP.
okay. So actually, I worked as a ETL developer earlier. I'm in CP
Mm-hmm.
ADS.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Okay.
I worked for few in IBP integration projects. But I'm
Okay.
not into
Okay.
IBP.
Then at least you have an idea, right, of how the data will flow
Yes, yes,
between the systems.
yes, right.
Okay. You know the technical terms like the sales orders or the planned orders or the stock, all those
Yes,
stuff,
right.
right? At least you have the idea. So
Yes.
that is enough.
Okay, okay. So now I'm trying to focus on IBP to switch my career.
Okay. You
So
wanna
as
come to the
a
planning
techno
side.
functional. Yes, right.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
So that is the only thing I have. So I mean, can I able to survive or not? So even I'm coming from back technical background, I don't have any
Yes,
solution knowledge,
yes,
functional skills.
you can survey. May I know your name?
Okay, Gurunath.
Yeah, Gurunath. You can, and it is a added advantage for you as well. See, the thing is, as you have the CPA/DS knowledge, and on top of
Mm-hmm.
that, if you're learning a planning, okay, whether it's a demand
Yeah,
planning, supply planning, or inventory planning, so the people will prefer you rather than a complete planner people. Getting
yeah.
it?
Even I came to know that recently.
Hmm.
Okay, got this. So I will check with HR regarding the timings and duration.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So, any other queries? Mallikarjun, any queries from your side?
No, for now, nothing. Nothing.
Okay, okay. Dilip, what about you?
Yeah, it is good. I'm looking forward for the next session. So we'll see.
Okay, okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, uh, Naveen, that's it from my side. You can take
Okay,
up.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll contact you in the offline. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you. Bye.